What made it difficult was her age. She was tiny and had anemia. She lost a lot of weight and couldn't eat anything. For example, she would even throw up milk. Then they said, at 9 or 10 a.m., I don't remember, but they said she'll be taken to aspirate. It said leukocyte. I will never forget this word. It said that the leukocytes were too high.
And what the doctor said was that she had blood cancer. Because she was very tiny, it would be difficult for her to undertake chemotherapy. She was only 10 months old. I confess that I found what we were facing unjust. Not only did we attend the Universal Church, but we also served God.
She was 10 months old and her temperature was very high. It was 40 degrees. We would bathe her and give her medication like paracetamol, but it would not go down. If it went down, after half an hour, the temperature would go up again. Later, she started coughing a lot, very frequently. And when she was sleeping, this part here kind of sank. And besides that, she would not hold any food down. She would throw up everything. She lost a lot of weight too. We said, no, this is not normal, because it was getting hard for her to breathe.
We took her to the doctor after realizing these peaks of high temperature. The doctors were able to stabilize her. We can observe here in these pictures that her skin color was very pale, a white color, almost translucent,
Dark circles.
with dark circles on her eyes. She was not like this before.
Then they told us she had pneumonia.
When that happened, she was admitted to the hospital and later discharged. After some time, probably a few weeks later, she began experiencing the same symptoms again. I spoke to my wife and said, now it's time to put into practice what we've been preaching so much. I recall well that before Sarah was admitted to the National Institute of Pediatrics, we went to the Universal Church feeling desperate. It was nighttime, nearly 11 p.m. We knocked on the door. The pastor opened it, and I remember he said, you know how you must act. He held Sarah in his arms, took her to the altar and told us, if God is here, on this altar, at the Universal Church, then a miracle will happen with this little girl. We left there with so much life, with so much faith, and with so much strength. And then we left her at the hospital.
When she started urinating blood at the hospital, I remember that we were in the emergency area, and I showed her nappy to the doctors there. Look at this, my daughter's urinating blood. At around 2 a.m, they instructed, take her to the oncology department, and tomorrow morning, as soon as the doctor arrives, he will see her. When I saw that, that's why we took pictures. It was shocking to read that. Read that there, black stripe medicine. In addition to everything, what happened was that when I took her to the oncology department at 2 a.m, the hospital was completely empty. As I looked around, I thought, wow, this is real. I am at oncology. I saw several children there, including babies, many of whom were without hair. I couldn't help but think, where have I ended up? It was hard to believe. There's something I'll never forget, and I keep repeating it. When science reaches its limit, then God acts. I said this in my prayers. My God, there's no other way. We can't do this with the strength of our arms. Help our daughter. We feel incredibly helpless, unable to do anything. Seeing your daughter getting injections, vomiting, or seeing blood in her nappy and not being able to do anything. But it's not in our hands, but in yours.
I have a brother who was healed from epilepsy in the campaign of Israel. My parents' marriage, which was restored in the campaign of Israel too, as well as my marriage, which is the result of a campaign of Israel. And I began to agree with my wife. We agreed, let's go with everything. We did not possess many things. Why was that? An illness can consume everything. We lost everything. Our financial situation was dire. What we did was that we threw ourselves without a parachute. We still had some means to cover the costs of additional treatments and any other expenses that might arise at that time, such as transportation and medications. With the things we sold, we had enough money to try and find a solution. But we decided, it is life or death, all or nothing. I remember very well that when I surrendered my vow, my prayer to God was, Lord, my part and my wife's part are done. Please, place your anointing in my hands. And when I go where my daughter is, I don't know what will happen. I have no idea how it will be, but we have done our part. May my daughter receive a miracle that will glorify your name, that it might show that what we do is real. What we are doing and the preachings we receive are all real. I went to where Sarah was. We couldn't enter as there were restrictions and the doctors were dressed like astronauts. But I entered, got everyone out of the way, and placed my hands upon my daughter. And then something supernatural happened. What happened? After 1 hour or an hour and a half, a doctor left the room calling, "Where's Sarah's mum?" My wife went for lunch, so I said, "Her mum is not here at the moment, but I am here." The doctors looked at me with so much joy. The doctor said, "And these words are for the glory of our God." He said, "We believe in science. We are doctors. So we would have no explanation for what I'm going to tell you. But from a few hours ago, your daughter's cells are like new. The cells that were killing your daughter, it is like they were replaced for new cells. She has nothing. Nothing."
Sarah's countenance changed completely. Not only on the exams, but her face changed. I bathed her in a little bath and even she knew she was healed. Because before, she kept crying all the time. Now, when they discharged her, she was even waving goodbye to the nurses, like, "Bye, I am going home." So, there the power of God entered completely.
I felt that the injustice we had faced, our God, who is our judge, approved us because we presented ourselves at the altar with proof. We presented ourselves at the altar through our actions. It was not only to say, "Oh yes, we believe." It is easy to say we believe. That is easy. But when you go before God with proof and actions, there is no error. He is fair. And I felt justified, grateful, and happy. And best of all, our faith has tripled.
But now, where is your daughter?
She's here.
She is here with us.
Hi, how are you? I am here. Did someone call me? I am here. I feel safe and very well. I am in the 3rd grade. I am 9 years old. I practice jiu-jitsu, which is a martial art. I won a 2nd place medal and a reward for 2nd place as well.
Also, she appears in a show doing recipes.
Hi, my friends. Welcome to the Little
Chefs.
Today we are making a coconut dessert.
Did you like it? It is delicious.
Approved. I feel very happy. There are many children like that, and God has healed me. I am God's miracle. I thank God for many things. I thank Him for my health, for my parents, for having a blessed family, and for everything. Everything because thanks to God, I am here now.